So that's actually that's always a fun story to get into, is how kind of got. You remember like the first video, Grantham gives himself Grantham, right?
We cut him out of the video.
Yeah. So
the first video he was in, we didn't even feature him because he was so, I would say, shocked. Like
it was so. My jokes and my dark humor especially, it's a constant, right? But I know time and place. So Mike had this group chat for like help out with videos, and so I go out there, and I'm like, okay, I don't really. This is Grantham, and I'd already known Micah, but it was kind of like, oh, I don't really know what's going on. Like how far can I go, right? And yeah, it was fucking awkward. It was super awkward.
He stood there and we're like, "Do you have anything to say?" I remember him being just like, like no, trying to think of something he could say. And then I was like, "No, Mike, I swear, this guy's hilarious. I've hung out with him a couple times. Honestly, I think we met in these woods.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, we met up in these woods.
In a straight way.
Yeah,
sure.
He was holding the gimbal, I was holding the gimbal. He needed camera advice. I gave him camera advice. Anyway, he was hilarious, right? In a one-on-one, I thought he was the funniest person I ever met. So then I was like, give him another chance. Bring him out. And then what did we do after that?
So essentially, I remember after that, we're all kind of hanging out at the end of that. Grantham gives himself Grantham. And Mike, he's a hard dude to read at first when you're getting to know him.
First?
Yeah, well still. Because he's super chill, right? And I remember he was talking to all the other guys, and he's telling a story of how he's on a jump and the plane ahead of him, some chick was going to exit out of the door, crossed her line, and her head popped off. And for some reason, I was like, oh, she'll bounce back. And he stops, and he just turns towards me, and he goes, and just looks at me. I was like, I'm never coming back. But then cut to, there's another video that hasn't been released. So I remember I was like, well, I'm just going to kind of do me. I'm going to treat it like every other situation, homie. And I was just kind of going off. So I think that, yeah.
And then it was like, oh. And then it was, I think it became, I read a lot of the comments. I spend a lot of time reading the comments, which is probably unhealthy. But, dude, I bet the next video that didn't have him was like, where's Charlie? Where's Charlie? Where's Charlie? Where's Charlie? So we're like, all right, we'll have him back out. And now whenever he's not in it, it's like, where's Charlie? So.
Yeah, I mean, you need some of that chaos mixed in because it just makes it more holistic. You know what I mean? You're able to get some crazy with the calm, cool, and collected guy who knows what he's doing, and that it balances out
100%,
really well.
100%. I just don't think any of us can come up with that on the spot. I could think of it. We could script it. But that's not fun.
I don't think you can.
No,
I don't think you can script what Charlie does. That's what I mean. Right. You can't bottle it. You just go out there and you pop something off the cuff.
You can script it,
and that's what makes it funny.
The way you want it to come across.
Yeah.
Is what I think.
And to be fair, I mean, Mike's editing is pretty spot on, because there'll be some days where I'm just like, oh man, I don't know if that's a good video. And then next thing you know, it's like it's a banger. You know, just the way he can just edit it all.